Hey, you guys, this is Jody Watkins of To Be Epic Fitness and Nutrition LLC. And I normally do ask the coach calls on Tuesday evenings, but when I don't have anyone on the call, I just go ahead and give you the information. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. And this is really important, you guys. In my book, Reclaim Your Life, in chapter 2, I talk about time management. But one of the things that I really want you to understand is you can't manage how many hours are in the day, right? We all have 24. However, what you can do is manage how you use it. So that's what we're going to talk about. I'm also going to talk about the difference between busy and productive. What's the difference? I have a lot of people that are like, Jody, you're so busy. I don't really like that word, to be honest, because we can be busy and not get anything done. Does anyone ever feel like that? Because I know I used to. Look, you know why I started this journey? When I got out of the military, I was used to being 30 people. They really thought I was 30 people. But you know what happened with that? I didn't know how to not be 30 people when I got out. So I really had to learn how to tone it down a little bit. That's one thing that we really have to be careful for too. People pleasing. We don't have to be everything for everybody all the time. And if we're not taking care of ourselves, we're literally letting everyone else around us down anyway. So we have to put ourselves first. But that's not what I'm going to talk about tonight because I have a lot of content on that too. All right. First off, go get my book, Reclaim Your Life, and you'll see what I talk about in the time management chapter. It's about waking up earlier if we need to. It's about not necessarily worrying about what we don't get done, but understanding how we can utilize the time that we have to get more done. It's also about not throwing in the towel when the day doesn't go as planned, because guess what? I had one of those days today. All right. But we can't give up. We have to keep going. We have to, if maybe you sit down in the morning and you block out your time and you plan it all out and you're like, yeah, I got it. And then this happens and this happens and all of these unplanned events happen. And by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're like, crap, I didn't get anything done that I was supposed to get done. Well, that's okay. Now you reprioritize and you utilize whatever time you have left. If that's an hour, cool. If it's 30 minutes, okay. Don't waste it. Use it. All right. So what's the difference between being busy and being productive? Well, busy and productive are two terms that are usually described to determine how someone spends their time or engages in their work. They might seem similar, but there is a big difference, you guys. First off, being busy is usually talking about someone who's just occupied with various things, right? Like they're always on the go, 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 go. When they're busy, they may have a lot on their plate and their schedule's filled with a ton of stuff, but they're not really accomplishing anything meaningful. Ouch. I used to be very busy, okay? I wasn't accomplishing anything at the end of the day. There's no way I could have started a podcast. There's no way I could have this subscription group. There is no way I could have gotten into real estate and learned how to make it work for me because I didn't have the capacity to be everything for everybody there either. There's no way I could have started the cupping, the stretching, all those other things. There's no way I could have done any of that had I just been mindlessly going. And I'm telling you guys, from someone who has lived it, that is a tough place to be. It's stressful. It's overwhelming. We feel defeated at the end of the day. Does anyone else ever feel like that? Or is it just me? Because I know I talk to a lot of women and you guys, we get like that a lot of the time. And men, you too. Mostly women from what I've spoken to, but I know men get it too. So this is for everybody. All right. When we're productive, we're making progress. We're achieving desired outcomes. We are creating goals. We're creating an action plan, and then we're getting it done. Okay. So we're not just mindlessly doing things. We actually are strategically doing things. So How do we get that started? Well, let me show you. I'm going to show you my paper for today, okay? And I know it's a lot of scribble scrabble. I've had 2 wrist surgeries, all right? So forgive me. But I have my mindset to stuff that I do in the morning. So this morning I talked about vulnerability, if I can talk, versus transparency, all right? Vulnerability is precious and useful and can serve great purposes. However, it is as far as we need to go with most acquaintances and social media. Transparency is necessary with our closest people. Transparency means we're disclosing it all right? And only the people who really, really, really know us know all of that. So that was my mindset this morning. I went into John chapter 4 in the Bible, 1 through 4 verses 1 through 45. And I read through that. Okay. But that's what I do first thing in the morning. All right. So then I have my plan at the bottom. All right. I said, I'm going to be in my office by 10. Well, that didn't happen. I said from 10:30 to 11:30, I'm going to work on social media and the blog. Y'all see all these scribble scrabble things, right? I'm ghostwriting a book right now. So from this time to this time was supposed to be the book. And then I was going to eat. And now I'm doing real estate CEUs and courses and all those things. I got my CPR course. And then I had my accountability call at 8 o'clock. All right. Now I want you to see what I said at the bottom, because that first scratch off was me finding out that I needed to go into our bank account and I needed to find out what was going on there. There was some financial issues that needed to be solved. So that took about an hour of my time. All right. That was unplanned. So then I said, all right, I got that done. Great. It's accomplished. Now I'm going to get ready and I'm just going to go ahead and go through my list and I'll just get what I can done. Well, then my daughter FaceTimes me from North Carolina. I'm in Florida. She's up there visiting her grandparents right now. And she's got a summer project. She's going into 8th grade next year. Y'all help me. But Lord help me. But she's going into 8th grade next year. And her project for the summer, because they're giving them summer school. But anyway, the project included math. Now, I just happen to be kind of good at algebra. It was kind of one of those things that I didn't really think too much about. Once I learned it, I was good. I had to retake it a couple of times, like later on in life when I went to physician assistant school and all those things. And it was easy for me. It's still easy for me. I'm doing nutrition calculations all the time. All right. So for some reason, that type of math just comes very easy to me. So she had this whole entire thing. I think I still have the sheet somewhere. Yep. So she had to give me the problem and then we had to work through it. All right. So this is my scribble scrabble on that. It was fractions. We were solving for X. Basically what we were doing was trying to prove that one thing was wrong. All right. So that's what we were doing. So we're working together. I was on the phone with her for about an hour, a little over an hour, probably an hour and a half. Okay. So really by the time it was all said and done, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm just sitting here like, well, all right, I didn't get that done. I didn't get that done. All right. And then I remembered actually earlier on, before my daughter called, I had a call with a woman who is looking for speakers for a wellness summit. And she wanted someone to speak on military sexual trauma and some other wellness things. Right. So I had a very quick call with her, but I made sure, here's what I did. I made sure to mark that over here, to remind myself, because at the end of the day, I reflect. All right. So I wanted to remind myself, like, I might not have got everything over here accomplished and I got some stuff scratched out, but I did these things. If I can point to it, I did these things. Okay. I'm getting this done and I got this done. And at the end of the day, this right here is the most important. After I do my mindfulness, I go to the gym, I get my movement in for the day, I fuel my body, I make sure that I bring food to the office. Those are the important things. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to get you to understand is it's not about mindlessly doing things. It's about strategically doing things, but with flexibility, because life is going to happen. All right. I still got a whole lot accomplished today. I was there for my daughter, which I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, that's my main priority. Okay. Nobody else matters besides, me, so I can take care of her and her, right? Like, she's going to trump anybody. I don't care who it is, you know? And if you're a parent, you should agree with that. So at the end of the day, I have to understand that, you know what, I might not have gotten all the other tasks done that I had written down, but I did get the majority of them done. I got my social media done. I didn't get my blog finished, but that's okay. I did work on a book today for the lady that I'm ghostwriting for. I did get into my real estate stuff. I got some progress made there. Great. I'm doing the call that I was supposed to do. I did the wellness call with the lady. I got on the phone with my daughter. I got her bank account all figured out. I have to be happy with that. So what we really need to be doing, I'm gonna try not to say at the end of the day, because I've been saying that all night. We need to write stuff down. There is no way I would have remembered all that. I would have felt completely defeated at the end of the day had I not been writing it down. So this is what I get people to do. And it doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be a crazy planner. I used to have one of those too, and I thought that's what I needed. And it did help me with my habits. But now I've got the habits down. I just need a sheet of paper. All right. So that's what I do. Make sure you're writing it down. What appointments do you have for the day? Make sure you write those down. Put them down, put them in a calendar, your Google Calendar, whatever that looks like. Your phone has a calendar. All right. Put those appointments down and then block out the rest of your time for the things that you desire to do. Maybe you're working a job, but you're going to school. Well, how do you manage those things? Well, if I can do it, anybody can. You just block it out. Okay. From this time to this time, I'm going to work on this, right? It's about small progress over a long period of time. I'm not going to finish the real estate course overnight. It's a 45-hour course. And then I got 14 hours of CEUs on top of that I have to finish by mid-August. Yeah, don't procrastinate either. But real estate is not my main thing. So that's why that got put on the back burner. I had to work on my other CEUs for my personal trainer certification and my nutrition coaching and all those things. Okay, that took precedence. So I worked on those first because that's also coming up due. So I had to make sure that I got everything done. All right. Time blocking is crucial. Block out your time. Don't scroll social media if you don't need to. No comparisons. We don't need to compare ourselves to anybody else. What are your goals? If you're trying to lose weight, find out how to do it, figure it out, be strategic. What are you going to do tomorrow to start that goal? Maybe it's just going for a walk. Awesome. Is that more than you did today? Maybe. If so, great. That's progress. All right. Nobody wakes up knowing how to do everything all at once. And you have to plan ahead. If you know that you have a course, every time I have a course, look, I make sure. So I ended up ordering the book for the real estate. Okay. So here's what I do. I make sure, I'm going to come in here, that I have my game plan. All right. When I was doing the certifications for my personal trainer certification, I also had an outline. So now I could keep track, and I have a CEU calendar also where I keep track. Okay, this is what I need to get done. This is how I'm going to meet that deadline. Okay. So if I have to have this done by mid-August, which is 3 weeks from now, I have to know how I'm going to do that. How many chapters do I have to get done each day? If I have a paper due, right? I have a master's degree, right? I had papers when I was working on my bachelor's. I had a ton of papers. All right. Now I will say I procrastinated a lot when I was working on my bachelor's. That was a long time ago. I didn't know what I know now. All right. But it was stressful. I don't choose to be stressed. I don't choose to add more stress to my life anymore. So I've learned how to say no, and I've learned how to time block. I also have learned how to prioritize. Okay. When you have a to-do list this long, you're not going to get it all done right at the same time. So one of my clients and I, we did that when we were working through the time management portion of the coaching. And I said, okay, I'm glad that you have this huge to-do list, but I want you to circle the top 3 things that you're going to work on this week. She was like, what? Yes. Because what happens is we literally set ourselves up for failure when we're trying to do too much. And I know this all too well, and I still have to dial it back. And everybody else on the outside still thinks that I'm doing a whole lot, and I am, but I've strategically placed everything. I don't do a whole lot on the same day. All right. I focus my attention, I prioritize, and I allow life to happen. If my daughter needs something, so be it. Right. If I got to work on financial wellness, because that's important in my life too, in your life, right? If we got to work on those things, well, okay, that might take precedence too. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that there is a difference between being busy and productive. And I really, really, really hope that this video has helped you so that you can be productive and not just mindlessly being busy. All right. Because I'm going to tell you something. You have a lot in you. You have a lot to give. You have a lot for other people to have from you. But you got to show up for you first. And then you can prioritize everyone else around you. All right. So I hope that helped you. Make sure you go to the link in the description and you join my accountability group every Tuesday night. And I'm going to show you how to become a qualified affiliate for the platform that I use so you can make money in your sleep by simply sharing the value that you're receiving. Okay. I want to grow this out with you, and I hope that you will join me on this quest because I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible become less overwhelmed in their lives. I hope that that resonates with you. Everything that I've learned in my life is relatable, and I just want to be able to share that with you. So join me every Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. I'm sorry, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's go on this journey together. Have a great evening.